Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in this video we got a new show on tap, Couples Retreat by VH1, and we're going to do a recap season 1 episode 1, Loving in Color. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you like the video, smash the like button and feel free to drop a comment down below. So let's talk about this couple retreat. The show started off with 5 couples gearing up for a week-long vacation, which is set to reveal the trials and tribulations that they have faced in each of their relationships. Now, the cast members happen to be profoundly invested in making it big professionally and have still managed to find time for love. So, we're going to get to see in this episode where Yandy and Mendices invite their longtime friends along on this vacation to reconnect and reflect and press the reset button on the various stages of their relationship. So it started off with us getting to see Yandy and Mendices having their conversation. They have basically kept their love alive even after Mendices served 4 years in prison because of a drug traffic related sentence. But, they really wanted to extend this to their friends to see if this is something that they can get away and rebuild upon. So next up is Delicious and Raymond Santana. And, they definitely had very interesting pasts and have gotten married. Of course, we remember him for being part of the Central Park 5. And then, of course, everything that happened with that, how he did reach a settlement in his case. But they definitely decided to get married and move on from there. They still have a lot of emotional baggage that's still left unchecked. But it's going to be interesting to see where they proceed. The next couple is Michael Blackson and Miss Rada. And they're considering making their relationship public. Okay, so what's the big deal, right? Well, one thing is that they have been receiving relentless criticism because of their interracial relationship. And if you haven't seen The Real, they were live on there talking about that. The other thing is they kind of have an open relationship. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, the other couple is Rashida and Kirk from Love and Hip Hop. They're trying to overcome tensions caused by past betrayals. So, this is what their reasoning for being on the show. I mean, there's some history there with some cheating. So we're going to see how they work with this thing. And then the next couple is Ray J and Princess Love, who are, of course, not together anymore, but they still want to respect the time that they've shared together. And as you remember, of course, Ray J and her having issues, she filed for divorce first. I think she retracted, and then he turns around and then he files for divorce. So it was like, okay, what are y'all doing? But you know what? We're going to see. I'm curious about this particular series to see if any of these couples are going to work and figure this thing out, and whether this retreat is just going to be full of drama, or are these couples going to come out winning on the other side of this. So the biggest thing that was going on in episode 1 was this whole situation with Ray J. I mean, Ray J and Princess. And so, the thing is, they came into the process already on a bad foot. They weren't connecting. They were having a couple of few playful moments. But the thing is that, it didn't last long. And I mean, they were playing around with each other. And I thought for a minute, okay, maybe they're here for the right reasons or whatever the situation is. And as quick as they were having fun together on that little scene, it turned left real quick. And I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. Do you think it was his response or her response? Because I don't know. It just went way left really fast. And honestly, I think if you've ended it at this point, you might as well stay gone. I mean, unless there's some residual love feelings there. And then, I mean, they blame each other for either not being there or, why did you do this and why did you do that? It just, I wonder why they came onto the show. I mean, was it for 15 minutes for fame, or did they really truly want to work on this? And then the whole conversation and what's going on with Miss Rada and Michael Blackson. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Like, I kind of showed you the clip of them being in a live interview on the show The Real that comes on Fox. But one of the biggest things that they question that came up is about the whole with this being a show about black love and she's not being black. So her being in an interracial relationship, or he being in an interracial relationship. And that was a concern with the fans. And then the other thing that was definitely talked about is because of the fact that he said that he's going to always cheat, whether or not she's going to be okay with him having women of his choice and the choice for her to join in if she likes. So that was a conversation that came up on the talk. And he put it out there just as candid as he can be. They asked her as well if she was open to this, and she said there had to be rules and boundaries around this thing. So, I mean, honestly, if you're not 100% into it, I personally myself wouldn't suggest it. I can't tell other people what to do. But it was just interesting in this situation. We'll talk more on that. So they had this started off with this game. And this game asks questions about how much you really know about each other. And it was so interesting that Princess and Ray J actually scored higher than anybody or the other couples in that room. And the other couples was looking like the couples that's doing the worst is the ones that's winning this game. Because obviously they do know a lot about each other. Well, it's one thing to know a lot about someone and whether you truly connect. I can know a lot about something, but that doesn't mean I connect with it. And I think that's the divide here with those two. But the winner had to have a night of just crazy wild sex. And Princess gave definitely the thumbs down on that, because she is not having sex with Ray J. She said, nope, nada. So then they had this little dinner, sit down conversation. And of course, the conversation at the table was pretty much open and about each of their relationships. The biggest topic of conversation, I think, came up at this table was about Rada and Michael Blackson and their open relationship. I mean, we remember AJ from Baby Boy. She is now, I guess, their therapist on call, a counselor during this couples retreat. I didn't even know she had those type of credentials. Somebody drop a comment and let me know what you thought about that. But yeah. So now she also told them to all put on athletic wear and meet up. And a lot of people wasn't okay with that idea. They was like, okay, but for the fun of it, because I think they came there just to chill out. They didn't come for exercises, whether it's physical or games with each other. But the conversation now moved over to Ray J and Princess. And this is the biggest, because I'm highlighting some of the things that stood out. And when she talked to Princess put out on blast that they are not having sex at all. And Ray J was cringing. He was not happy about the fact that they put their sex life on blast. But I'm like, okay, but you came on VH1. So a lot of stuff is going to come out, especially when there's cameras and production. And, she got to talking about, hey, I ain't feeling this, we don't sleep together. I'm okay with that. And, she don't know if she want to work it out. And then, AJ brought it to him because they got into a whole argument about it. And AJ asked him, what do you want? And he hesitated. And I don't think it's, him not knowing what he want. I don't think he wanted to be put on blast in front of everybody. But you signed up for this. This is something that you signed up for. And part of this, just like she put it out there in the open about them sleeping or not sleeping together, she wanted him to express himself about what he thought about their relationships and the deficiencies in their relationship. And he wasn't feeling it. He was mad. He was mad at Princess for putting, their business out there. And he just pretty much shut down. And he walked off. And of course, Yandy is like, that's what we bought you guys here for. We want you guys to connect. But Princess was, she got upset. Ray J shut down and he took off. He was like, you know what? I'm not feeling this. This camera's in my face. I'm embarrassed. But again, this was what you signed up for. So it started out pretty interesting. The whole thing about the open relationship with Michael Blackson and, of course, Rada, I'm curious to see where this is going to go and what's going to happen with that. And with Ray J and Princess, too. So let me know what you think about the recap. I'm going to continue to do the rest of the season. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.